Here with women's basketball head coach John Haskins previewing Wednesday evening's Play for K game against Lander right here in the English JonesCenter. 5:30 doubleheader. Coach, let's talk about Saturday's game at Young Harris. Obviously a big win for you guys, able to hold them off at the end. Shot very well in the second half. Talk about your team on Saturday, what they did well, and what you'd like to build on from that game.
Well, the first half was pretty even until Jasmine Kemp turned her ankle with about 5 minutes left in the half, and we just struggled the rest of the half and got down like 5, and then they scored, I think, the first 5 points in the second half to go up 10. I thought the difference is we really attacked their press. They pressed it some, and we were really aggressive against their press and got a lot of easy shots, made some layups. Jasmine had a great second half. I thought Phoenicia Lawson had a good half. Ave Hardy shot the ball well, and Jasmine Hunley attacked. So, to get 3 players, and as much trouble as we've had scoring, to get 4 players in double digits was nice.
Let's talk about this. A very good Lander team coming in here. Obviously a contender to win the Peach Belt Conference. 68-41 at their place early in December, your PBC opener. What do you remember about that game? What's the key to beating this team?
68-41, it might not have been that close. They jumped out 25-5 on us. Looking back, we struggled to handle the ball, and they really make the game chaotic defensively. Press a lot, trap in the half court. They kind of don't let you run stuff, so you've just got to make basketball plays. We've got to take care of the pressure. We've got to make some plays with the ball, make intelligent plays, and then when we get good looks, we've got to knock it down. And then defensively, they kind of put you in a bind because they've got some post players that can score. Most all their perimeter kids can drive it and shoot it, so kind of you can't play them one way or another. And then they're a very good offensive rebounding team. So that's a team that lost their first 2 games of the season, and since then they're 19-2. And so very good team, very athletic team, and we're going to have to play very well against them.
Let's talk about your team one last time. The Saturday's win gets you right back in the mix for one of the 8 coveted PBC tournament spots. What's the key for your team down the stretch?
Again, I think play the defense we've been playing all year, really do a good job competing on the glass, and then execute offensively, both in terms of taking care of the ball, in terms of getting good shots, and just knocking down shots. I mean, they jumped out 25-5 against us, and we probably missed 5 layups, and all of a sudden we make some of those layups. It's a different game. So I think finishing plays and continuing to execute well offensively.
Here with men's basketball head coach Ben Miller previewing Wednesday evening's Play for K game against Lander here in the English Jones-Center 7:30 tip following the women's game at 5:30. Coach, let's revisit Saturday's game. A loss at Young Harris, pretty tough loss for you guys. 27 offensive rebounds in that game. You out-rebound them 22 overall in the game. What were your thoughts on that game, and what sort of have you put your finger on as the issues?
Well, number one, they played great. They've made some changes in personnel. Actually suspended a guy that had maybe caused some problems, and they were picked, I think, top 3 preseason. They got some really good players. Johnson is as good a guard as you'll find in the country, and they got a lot of other guys around him. So they played great. We did not shoot it well, but they had a lot to do with that. That's one of the reasons there were so many offensive rebounds. We missed a lot of shots. But we got to get a lot better with our execution, and that's the key down the stretch here. I thought that was a big part of the game, is just our lack of execution, and they were really disruptive. So that's something we're gonna have to do better moving forward.
Let's talk about this Lander team coming in. They're more than capable of beating you, give you a 99-84, your first loss of the season on December 7th at their place. Since starting off the season 13-0, they've gone 3-6, but they're more than capable of beating you guys.
Oh yeah, they've been ranked this year. I think when the first region rankings come out next week, I think they're going to be one of those teams that from the Peach Belt that's got a great chance to be ranked. They got a really good team, as we saw for up close and personal at their place. So it's the worst we've been out rebounded maybe in 4 or 5 years at their place. So we'll have our hands full on Wednesday. They're a great team.
Let's talk about your team right now. You're still well in the hunt to get a top seed in the East. Right now it's a tiebreaker thing with Jerry Augusta, but what are some of the keys for your team over these last 5 games?
Well, I feel like our team defense and rebounding has been fairly consistent. That's got to continue, and got to continue to get better, especially down the stretch, identifying strengths and weaknesses of other teams, and really doing a good job defending, what they do best. And obviously, hopefully we'll execute a little bit better, and hopefully our shooting percentages will go up. But it starts with team execution and everybody buying into what we're trying to do, our offensive philosophy there. So, I expect us hopefully to bounce back tough on Wednesday and just take it one day at a time.